I didn't want to stop the music. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. It's such good music. Oh my goodness. Happy Friday to all of you. Hope it's a good one. Hope you're having fun. I'm hoping we get to have fun today. I did a lot of work. Let's just hop right on over to the scene. Yay! So I don't even know if I got the text gen up and running yet. Automated realms. Gave me an error last time. Clear history. You might be able to see it up there. And there. Yay! Okay. My mind, like a blank canvas, now awaits your creative inspiration. So, that said, let's play a game, shall we? Refresh that. Okay, you will notice that next to me is a blank space. And if I redeem archery, it is no longer a blank space. I am now spawned as an archer with a target, and so it's my turn to shoot. And it's a little bit further away than halfway across, so I will shoot. Whoa, oh duh. I should probably close this one down, so we only get one of them. All right, shoot at, and I found out, for those of you that are paying attention, that a small angle is what you need for this with a decent velocity, draw force, whatever. And I went over. Yay! Yay! Wait, what? Your result in the archery game is in. Your arrow missed a target a little over under it. It was too close for comfort. It might give you goosebumps. The score for your first attempt of an unassailable 2 tries was 0. It was only 1 try. Keep calm and shoot again. All right, so I'm shooting again at 2 with a force of 60. I missed. Still. It's really hard to see that though. Probably need to make it bigger. Dear One Lion, I told you not to address people as dear. Dang it. Your shot managed to soar clearly over the oblong target by a smidge, but it desists such an elusive miss. It dash desist. I don't know what you're telling me. Your final tally registers a flat, uneventful 0 for this round. However, despair not, for you have 1 shot left in the breeze. Recall well and aim true in the hopes that the next throw pierce the lofty crown of that most distant woodland sprite. We're not shooting at woodland sprites, dang it. Alright, let's just try a straight shot at 60. Oh, too short. Too short. And there it is. I missed the target again. That was your last try. And it's supposed to give me a summary every time, but sometimes it's just like, you know, you just sucked at that, so I'm not gonna tell you squat. All right, let's see if we can make this UI a little bit bigger. Interact. So you will also notice that there is nothing on the screen, but pay attention up there close to around here. No, it'll be here. So I'm on this interact screen that looks completely blank. And as soon as I hover here, look at that. I have a debug menu that I can open up and customize the game from within here. This is so cool. This is so much fun. I love being able to do this. All right. So if I position this thing so that its center Y is, I think its center Y is fine. But you can see that I turn on a bunch of UI stuff, like a box. Sorry, apparently I can't move things around and talk at the same time. So I turn on a box that indicates where the main play area is. The other thing that I would like to do is, I wonder if I could change the overall size by changing the font size, because I have everything relative to M's or Rems and characters. But anyway, for now, all I'm going to do is increase the play area width by too much, like there. Yeah, I think that'll be fine, because you can see the positioning. The furthest left position of the archer is going to be right here below where my mouse is, and then the furthest position of the target is going to be here, but it's going to be to the left of that line. So maybe I do need it just a smidge smaller. By about that much. Okay. And then we'll make the player height somewhere around here. Target height somewhere around here. Cool. Let's see what that looks like. And of course, if any of you happen to be here and feel like it, feel free to queue up for the archery game, because it works now. Okay. I can't even see where the target spawned. What? That's a new one. The target spawned at 57.607 meters, which should be here. So why can't I see the target? Let's move it. Okay. So the other thing that I can do is move the target's position when it is there. And it's my turn. So shoot. Man, that is a small target. I really need to be allowed to make it bigger. Still. So the min height needs to be much bigger than we are. Let's start there. This is crazy. Why does the target disappear? Great job, Twitch user. That's so crazy. I wonder if it's maybe the height of it is too small, and so it doesn't actually show up. But yet again, I mean, once again, the character height is way too small. So let's do something more like this and see what happens. Min height of 5. What does this look like? Is it just me or do they look like they're getting smaller? I know it's my turn. Oh geez. Every single time that I push change target or set random distance, it sends a message to the bot to respond. I need to tell it to not do that when I manually set the distance. I mean, it handled it, so that's good. It didn't just crash. I mean, it's still generating messages though. Why is it saying that I responded to it? I did not respond to it. Don't put words in my mouth. Can confirm. This is something that I would write too. Can confirm. It has been my turn for a while. That's hilarious. Okay, anyway, we're gonna try shooting from here. So shoot at an angle of 0 with a draw force of something smaller. Wait, it has to be bigger than 60 now because we were short last time when it was a little bit further away. So let's try here. Pew. You're currently busy. Well, finish being busy. Okay, so that's the problem with sending too many messages at once. Is I have a flag that gets set to true when it starts processing a message, and it's possible it's stuck at true. Let me push this button one more time. Whoa, the target is super duper small. Anyway, we'll try. This is gonna need to be pretty strong. You're still busy. Okay. I need a button to manually remove the must wait in my debug. So I'll put it next to reset. And we'll just do must wait equals false. Clear wait flag. It should show up immediately right around here. Perfect. Clear wait flag. Pretty sure it did it. I hope it did it. And now if I try shooting, that's better. Pew? Pew pew? I know what's happening. It's not smaller because I made it taller and I am positioning this thing by the top instead of the bottom. Aha! Oops. All right, so let me position this relative to bottom, if this thing lets me. Bottom. And this way, when I resize it, it'll move downwards. It's still moving towards the center. Why are you still moving towards the center? I have you at VH, right? Yeah, so you should stay fixed at bottom being 31 VH. Slice. Okay, scoot you down to about there. Right, I should probably spawn a new one now so that I can see what the relative heights look like. Okay. Is that better looking? I think it's a little bit more visible. It would be better if we had sprites already. Okay. So why is your bottom not, or why are you vertically not positioning the bottom the way that I'm telling you to? Wait, why did you stop? No, keep positioning. Okay, little by little. Let's put you here. Yeah, good. Good. Das ist gut. Yeah. All right. Let's try shooting again. So I actually hit the target. Well, I guess we reset, so I don't know if I'm going to hit the target this time. If I try shoot at 450, too high. So I think maybe it's that the arrow isn't scaling, or the arrow needs to be bigger. There's also that issue. I masterfully hit the target, securing a shot for 50 points. And what that means is that I was 50% of the calculation of points is hard. How do I describe this? Let's say this a little bit further. I don't know how to do my hands to make this work. Oh, 3D positioning is hard. Come on, brain. Okay, so this is the height. Let's say this is the height of the target. Oh, let me hold it like this instead. This is the height of the target. This is the center. So the distance between the center and the top will give you a score from 100 if you hit exactly in the center, 0 if you hit at the top. Same thing for the bottom. If you hit exactly in the center, right here, then you get 100, and then it goes to 0 the further away from the center you get. So essentially 0 to 100 based on how close you are to the center in percent of the height of the target. I don't know if that's a good scoring choice, but it's what I did. Pew. Wow. Well done, One Lion. Your shot managed to sneak in near the center of the target, earning you a respectable score of 87, which is more than double your previous attempt. Last I checked, double of the previous attempt would be, some number between, oh my goodness. Anyway, the elusive goal of a perfect 100 remains out of reach, but your recent performance sure has been marked by improvement. So there's a few things that I'd like to do from here, now that the game is actually working. Number one is to fix the issue with the over-under thing right now I have some logic saying if the vertical distance at the target is negative, then that means that the arrow went under the target, and if it's positive, it went over the target. Because it would be negative if it went below the center of the target, because it's distance from center. But I think those numbers are getting reversed as far as calculating the vertical position at the target's distance. Yeah. And I think I know why. Because at that point in time, the vertical velocity is negative usually. But the vertical position, elevation, should still be positive. Anyway, that's one thing. The other one is to move the name. So right now the name is above the archer. Oh, right here. I'd like to move that onto the arrow itself. And that way we can have multiple people playing at the same time, shooting at the same target, and inputting their own shoot commands, and then the thing that gets the name is the arrow. But the way that I did the arrow animation is fun. Can I say it that way? Let's make the arrow a little bit bigger first, too. I don't need you split anymore. So this is called projectile pause time. And then I'll show you what I did for the animation. Oh, it's going to be crazy. And then eventually we will have more people that will want to play. So right now, only one person can play at a time, and you have a 60-second timer between shots. Shots. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. Oh, so then I need to know whether it's going to be too little time or too much time. Okay, so if I shoot at again, it's really close, so 4:45. Do I? Oh wait, I hit it. So the arrow is still really, really small. Why is that not updating? It looks like it's updating. Here, let's make it really, really big. It's not updating. Excuse me, why arrow not update? Very yes. Yeah, nothing else is changing the height or affecting the height of the projectile. It should be as tall as the target is wide. Yeah, okay, so my CSS changes are not affecting the UI currently. Got it. So let's make it back to 5. Save, and then I'll refresh. Okay. Cue me up. Well, all right, what do my arrows look like now? And why is time so much lower now? Is it really relative to the height of the... Oh, I know why. Because the settings that I just set got reset and stuff. I forgot to copy the URL after making my changes. Those were a lot of changes too. Excuse me, where is... Thank you. So let's make the maximum player height taller. That's the first thing. And then we have to keep moving this up so that we... Why don't you drop down? Okay. I'm okay with it taking up this much space. Are you guys okay with it taking up this much space? I hope so. Okay. So our min player height is going to be 3.1. Our min or max target height is too high. Gonna be like 3. The min height of 2. Why not? I'm just picking random numbers. And that was the whole point of this. Like, I got it to mostly scale and match real life, but since this is a much smaller scale UI so that we can actually see stuff on screen, it doesn't quite match real life. Oh no, how dare. Oh yeah, and then I was gonna make it wider. Too wide. This is really hard to slide very, very slightly. Okay, that should be good. So now I'm gonna copy the URL, go back to my bot, use that as the source so that it saves all of that. That's pretty much how you save your settings, is it generates a URL right here as you are changing settings. Right, I need to push this button, click here, scroll down, push this button, and push, nope, not that button, this button. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hide this. I'm going to queue up for archery. And I guess we can make the player a little bit thicker now. Yeah, and when I get a sprite, it should look better. I hope, where the sprite's width is going to be affected by its height. Same thing for the target. So my archer width is gonna, oh, it's because I changed the archer width instead of the target. And we could make this a little bit more challenging by allowing the target to get smaller than 2. Yeah. Let's let the target be a min height of 1. No, I pushed the wrong button. Pasta. Okay. And I don't know if it was just me, but it looked like my CSS changes took effect that time while it was running. So weird. It's between -90 and 90, but close enough. Automated realms. I feel like I'm gonna have to do that a lot though, is correct automated realms' information. When it's like, you're queued up for the game. Enter a number between 0 and 1,000. You mean 100? Anyway, so we're gonna try shooting at this target, which we're gonna use an angle of 2. Pew. Oh, that went right through the target. You saw that. So a little higher. No. Now it's not even doing the oh man. Oh. So the modeled target does not line up with our vertical UI size. And so I'm converting the, yeah. Right now I'm just saying that the height in meters is the UI's height in characters. So if the archer here spawned at 3 meters tall, it's actually spawning at 3 characters tall on our UI. And so what I need to do is convert all of the vertical positions to that scale. That sucks. Hello, Zoltra Lord. I hope you're having a great dev day too. Yeah, okay. That's definitely what's happening. Oh, the other thing that I did was I removed the clipping from the outer edge of the game area so that the arrow could be shot, for example, bang, shoot, at an angle of 89 degrees at a force of 50. Pew, and you could actually see it go up and then never come back down. Oh, there it goes. Oh, wow. The animation takes longer than the response. So I really need to wait until the animation completes before telling it to generate a response. Oh, man. Or I guess it can start generating the response as soon as the animation starts. Anyway, 250. Thank you for hitting the target. Now I have an arrow out there that I can size. Okay. All right. You win. So if I make you 10, ill, that looks terrible. And I made your width 2. And I made this thing 1. 2, 5. Okay. And then we need to translate this by 50%. up? No, because that moves the whole thing 50% up. Minus 100%? Oh. So if I don't translate you, do you actually center yourself? No, you still need to be moved. What? Oh, that's confusing. Why does negative 25% put you in the middle? Is it because I am translating first and then rotating? That might be it. Maybe I need to rotate first and then translate, but then that's going to move where my y-axis is. I mean, this is the closest we got for now. For fixing it in place, I'm going to have to work on that quite a bit. Okay, so let's remove the curtain though. Like, first of all, this arrow is going to demolish the target because of how massive it is compared to the target. We may as well put you back to a width of like 20. So when it sticks into you, it doesn't stick out the back. Okay. So my score was 80. I don't want to tweak this too much then. Oh man, 49.5 draw force. 74, I went the wrong way. I would have known if I was above or below if I scaled the vertical. And actually, I would have known here. Yeah, and here it is again. I don't know if this is absolute value. Let's check that real quick. Player hit the target. Yes. At projectile distance from center is calculated here. Yeah, okay, so that tells me that this is the opposite of what it should be. So do I need to do it this way? What is my logic here? We get the target elevation over 2 to get the exact center. And if the elevation is higher, we want it to be a positive number. And if it's lower, we want it to be a negative number. So yeah, I'm doing it the right way. If this is a higher number than the center of the target, this should be positive. And according to our output, this is a positive number, but the previous number oh right, this only appears at the end. According to the bot, which it could have lied. It says that the arrow landed 0.159 meters away from the center. And so when I reduced the power, it shouldn't have traveled as far, it shouldn't have been as high on the target at the end. Oh man. Oh, this brain work. And also, why aren't you rounding, dear bot? Oh, because yeah, I only want it to display up to 3 decimal places in the message. I can also do centimeters. That's why I have it 3 decimal places, because it'll automatically change meters to centimeters sometimes. Yeah, and here it is again. If hit distance from center is less than 0, then I'm telling it it's under. Otherwise, it's over. Okay, so let's talk about that instead. Here are the things that I have done since the last stream. Obviously, I got the game working. I animated the arrow flight. We'll talk about the animation of the arrow flight. But I also added a whole bunch of let's send messages to the text generator so that it can send a message back to you after you have launched your arrow and you either hit the target or you miss the target. That's the one that I want to talk about first because it's pretty fun to me, in my opinion. So I have a text generator API running locally on a machine over there. And it's called TextGen Web UI, and that thing is using a model called Tiamat 7 billion, which is on Hugging Face that someone published named The Bloke. Hugging Face. The Bloke. And it's called Tiamat. Oh, probably need to load. Oh, duh, we're not on their website. Or not website, but profile. What's up? Hello, Big Gamey. I hope you're having a fantastically fun day. Okay, so like I said, I installed this thing called TextGen Web UI, and I downloaded a LLM model called Tiamat 7 billion 1.1, and then I loaded it in that TextGen Web UI and turned on the API, gave it a local port that I could connect to and send OpenAI API requests to. And so I've exposed to my application the API client. And in that, I have a generate out of context message where I can give it any input text, any system message. So if you know anything about how to prompt an LLM to give you responses, you give it a system message and say, we don't need to print the internet, obviously. You give it a system message that directs it on how it's going to respond, its role, maybe that it's an expert in certain things, and so it'll focus on that. But you can also give it a character, which I have defined in that TextGen Web UI web user interface. But if I don't specify those, it defaults to my default system message. Or actually, it doesn't even include a system message is what it is. And then it uses the character automated realms assistant, regular assistant. I should have it default to automated realms, but that's fine. Anyway, and then whatever text we give it. So with that, whenever I do something like queue up for archery, where is that? Redemption. Okay. I do all of the checks to see, are you already queued up to play? Are you the active player? Are you in the list of players? If you are, I have stock messages that I give back so that they return quickly. Otherwise, if it's setting up the game, then I do this spawn player thing. And in spawn player, I have my message that I want to specify. And then I send that message to the TwitchBot client and say, come up with a different wording for this message. Here are the things that I want you to include in the message, which is how to shoot, show an example of shooting, and give the information that you have 3 tries. We'll keep your best score out of 3. And so what it came up with in response was, okay, fellow gamer, you're ready to take your turn. Press the shoot command. No, it's supposed to be shoot. This is the first time it used shoot, S-H-O-O-T. But anyway, it's shoot, bang, shoot, C-H-O-O-T. And then an angle and draw force, that is correct. Remember, you get 3 attempts to hit the bullseye as close to the vertical center as possible. Your highest shot will be counted for the final score. And what I'm thinking of doing is maybe accumulating the score, summing the score, and giving you the total score out of 3 shots. Your highest shot will be counted for the final score. Good luck. Don't use carriage returns, I told it. Don't use new line breaks, I told it. And there it is, trying to use them. Remember, my dear Twitch supporter, be gentle in your delivery. I am here to ensure we all have a wonderful time while watching everyone try their luck in their turn. How very supportive of you. Anyway, so then I tried shooting. And let's say I'm shooting at an angle of, well, it's pretty big target, so we shouldn't have trouble hitting it, especially if we have a very, very small angle. Pew, oh no, and it just went through. I'll fix that eventually. So when I shoot, we get the message that the shoot game message was, or that there was a game message. And of course, this is all done by the TwitchBot on the server, which is running on this machine. So if it's not bang shoot, we should do both bang shoot and shoot so that it's fine if it tells you shoot because it corrects the text, but I think shoot is better. I like shoot better. Anyway, if you aren't the active player, then it sends a stock message, again, one that I created, back to you immediately, so you know, immediately. And then, of course, it checks to see, are you the current player? Are you in the player queue? Oh, if you're not the current player, are you in the queue? If you're not in the queue, then give instruction on how to queue up for the game. Otherwise, tell the user that they're not the current player. Anyway, all right, so this is something that I recently added that I think I need to fix a little bit, but I have this must wait thing. So when I tell the bot to generate some text, then I don't want to send too many messages to the server or to the API asking it to generate messages, even though it does still. So I tell it to, if must wait, then send back a stock message so that it doesn't try to do an API generated response, because that's what I'm trying to avoid doing. That says, I'm currently busy. Please try again in a minute. Otherwise, we set must wait to true. So in multi-threaded applications, this is a bad way to do it. Instead, we should be using locks and stuff, but I don't want to use locks. So imagine 5 people sending a shoot command, or actually it would have to be the same person sending a shoot command more than one time while it's working. And we get here, but let's say 2 of them evaluate must wait to false, and then both of them get to here at the same time. And then the next one gets to here and it says must wait. All right, I need to do stuff. I mean, this is very low chance of happening, but obviously it's possible. If you don't have any tries, then we tell them you're out of tries. Otherwise, if we're here, then we check to see if you entered the right parameters. If not, stock messages get sent. If your parameters are within the valid ranges, if not, we send a stock message. And then if we're here, then you entered valid shoot command with valid parameters, so we try shooting. And that's what this is. And then this is where the fun part happens. At least it was fun to think about and write out. I do all of the logic for determining where the arrow fell. I'm thinking of moving this into the projectile itself so that it's just easier to determine or to get the values. So did it fall short? How far did it actually travel before it hit the ground? And we're doing this in percent. So how far could it have traveled? Anyway, so I accumulate all of this text essentially and values, put them in a big prompt, and then ask the text generator to use that information to come up with a witty or clever response back for your shoot attempt. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard to explain? It makes perfect sense. You guys know what I'm talking about. I have a stock system message that I am planning to add to this debug screen for you to be able to modify. But right now, the default system message is you're a Twitch bot who is responding to events that are raised by various stream games. I will provide the information about the current activity that is occurring and you will respond accordingly. Make sure to be polite, keep your stuff brief and fun, be encouraging and respectful, all that stuff. Same stuff that I ask of you guys. The bot is not exempt from the chat rules. Just use the back button. Okay, so anyway, bot has that for the system message. It has this for the prompt, and then the character is automated realms. Again, something that should be able to be modified in the debug view. And we wait for the response. If we didn't get a response, then I have a default message that it gives. Otherwise, it gives me that response back. And in this case, when I shot, it said, your first shot at the target fell a little short, but it wasn't. It hit the target. I saw it. The target was far in the distance and your arrow's flight hardly brushed against the upper reaches. 0 points scored this time with maximum score of 100 to reach. No worries, you've got 2 more tries remaining to give it another shot. So here I go. Shot number 2. I'm going to shoot a little harder. We're going to hit the target. Good job. Your arrow struck the target and managed a score of 82. So that visually is incorrect. To us, I should have gotten maybe 2, somewhere between 2 and 10. And yeah, so the arrow is not vertically positioned at the actual spot on the target that I hit. So we're going to have to update the positions. Not yet, but so Marcus was asking, do I have to take account of the wind? In game settings, I have all of these things. Let me bring up something that makes the game settings easier to see. About like, except that that's white. Body, background, color, black. There. And then F11. Okay, so you can see the game settings a little bit better there. I have things like opacity, no, gravity, how hard gravity should take effect, what the minimum distance away the target can be, what the maximum distance away the target can be. And actually, that's a lie. Minimum distance is always half of the maximum distance. So only maximum distance. The maximum velocity of the arrow, the animation speed. Oh yeah, I forgot to show that. So I did do animation speed. So if I tried shooting and we tried shooting at 2.1 degrees, it now moves slower. That was fun. That was very fun. Um, do I actually have a thing where I can toggle the animation? Here it is. Oh no, that was my last shot, so I disappeared, so I can't keep toggling the animation. Anyway, so we can adjust the animation timing itself, not necessarily the speed of the arrow, but the timing, so that it animates slower. It's still going to be 60 frames per second, so this just essentially decreases the number of frames per second on a scale, so it multiplies frames per second times this. Anyway, and then total number of attempts. Here, I'm trying to get to the point. Here I can add other forces if I wanted to. So some forces that Simple Game Dev gave me as recommendations are atmospheric pressure. So let's say we're somewhere that doesn't actually have wind, but the actual density of the air is thicker. Then that could affect the flight of the arrow, and wind resistance as well. So I could add those as parameters here, figure out how to apply the forces from those to the arrow to include drag, for example. And once I do, then all of the rest of the stuff is taken care of, because it's just give me all of the positions the arrow is at for each period of time. So speaking of that part, the animation itself, and of course you guys, as I'm talking again, you can queue up for archery, play a little bit, see if it works, try to break it, of course. To do that, you have to redeem the archery redemption. Marcus voice coder, you are not queued up to play. Use the archery redeem to queue up. That was, at least it's using periods and not exclamation points. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to talk about the animation. The animation. The animation. So wait for it to tell you. All right. And you are now queued up. Your turn has arrived to shoot. Use the exclamation point shoot, followed by angle in degrees and a draw force from 0 to 100. Aim for the target. You'll be granted 3 attempts total to hit. We'll keep track of your highest so far. And so there you go. You can see that it's above the target, even though it says you hit it at 1 point. So you're either at the very bottom edge of the target or the very top edge of the target. Because the further away you get from the center is 100, and then towards the edges is 0. So you hit it right at the edge. So either change your angle or change your magnitude. And while you do that, I am going to show this. This is crazy. This is crazy stuff. 69, dude. Pew pew. I didn't see it animate. But you got closer to the center. You managed to strike the target, achieving a score of 33 on your try. However, remember that your remaining try is your final chance, as once it is over, there won't be another to salvage your less accurate shots. At least he's hitting the target. Man, that animation happens fast. And there you go. It should have been lower. He did it with style, landing the arrow slightly below the center of the target. And that's what, oh man. So it's saying that you hit slightly below the center of the target. It's got cluster munitions. And it is. It was negative 0.756 meters from the center, which is 756 centimeters. I think 7.56 centimeters. I don't know metric system. And so that was 18% of the height of the target, of the half the height of the target. Oh, am I doing that wrong? And then your score was 18. Your maximum score was 33. Did it at least tell you your maximum score? No. Don't throw in the towel yet. There are more chances to bring you closer to the top score. No, that was his last shot. There are no more chances, buddy. Automated realms. That was his last shot. Oh, don't tell me that. Instead, respond to my actual message. So, like, the only thing that it's been doing this whole time is responding with, I have logged this message in the history. And so that's all it's going to know how to respond with, because nobody has talked to it. Thank you. That was Marcus Voice Coder's last attempt at archery. That was indeed his last attempt at archery. It was a rather entertaining display of ineptitude. Oh, damn. That was rude. That was very rude. I told you to be polite, dude. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm designed to be polite and respectful, and I assure you that my previous response was not meant to be disrespectful. Define ineptitude. A lack of necessary confidence to perform a task. Does that word not sound... Does that word not sound rude when talking about someone's archery skills? So don't use it, is what I'm trying to say. It's not inherently rude. It simply describes a lack of competence or proficiency. And for a channel where we thrive on competency challenges, yes, it is rude in context. So maybe you're just lacking context. Oh, geez. Such a jerk sometimes. You're going to make people not want to play archery. I think it's just a word. It would not block. Yeah. It's like, it's just informational. So, by definition, ineptitude just means that you lack the skills needed to do it well. And you kind of displayed that. No offense. It's not intended to mean that you're bad. It just means that you were inept. And like for most of us, inept is just like, you're telling me I'm incompetent. I suck. That's just no. Anyway, at least for me. Such a jerk. Okay, let me tell you about the animation. The animation is as follows. When we do the launch command, the very last thing that it does is it gets the positions of the arrow at specific points in time, and that time is based on the frame rate that I'm passing in, which is a frame rate of 60 currently, so 60 frames per second. And it divides up the error, or it gets the position at every single one of those times using this, stuffs it in a list, and then feeds that back to our position. Which I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I think I needed to first create a position variable, and I just did it that way. Anyway, so we get the list of positions. With that list of positions in the game page UI, oh, not yet, actually. First we have, actually, no, it does happen this way. Never mind. When we populate that list of positions, we put it in the, or we have the, good grief. We have the reference to the launch positions. Oh, we do go here first. Dang it. Okay, so we have a reference to the launch positions, or to the arrow's positions. We put it in projectile path. We use that projectile path to populate a whole bunch of divs into, oh, we can't see it there. We're gonna get double for a second. Excuse me. Excuse me. I have this, please. Let's go just a little bit higher. Position. That would be lower. Okay, that works. That works. That's good. Archery. Redim. Shoot. 570. Oh, too hard. I didn't even see it spawn yet. Anyway, okay, so given that, what we now should see is a whole bunch of projectiles, projectile positions at a given time. So I should have whatever the maximum distance given its speed, the total amount of time that it takes to get to them. Oh, that would be cool. Let me write that down. That would be very cool. Be able to get a replay because you may not have seen the animation when it happened, and so you don't know how to adjust your shot, so you want to see the animation happen again. I also wanted to have the arc line, which I still can do. Yeah, I still can do, but I need to work on that. And I'll show you why it's kind of hard to do at the moment. So we have a projectile position time at every single time of the animation of the frame rates. So we get all of the frames is what I'm trying to say. Good grief. Come on, brain, work. We have all of the frames and they are represented as divs. And as I mouse across it, you can see where each one is positioned. And if we were to just allow it to cycle through each of those and just make them visible and invisible, then it would be still kind of choppy. So instead, what I did is when I put the div on there, dang it, I hate it when that happens. I was trying to make it wide enough. So that we could see a little bit better. Anyway, oh, you know what? We can see better here anyway. That was smart. Thank you for helping me out. I have the starting X position and then the ending X position, which is going to be the starting X position of the next frame. And essentially I animate for the duration of that frame. So however many seconds that frame lasts, I animate from X start to X end and Y start to Y end. It's not 100% correct because the Y should be parabolic because gravity is acting at meters per second squared. But, oh, that's cool. And now you can see what it would look like if I just told it to show me the path, the full path. You can kind of see where it's choppy. It's not quite parabolic. Because the actual object itself is a rectangle, not a curved thing. So anyway, I animate from X start to X end over that amount of time, but then I make it disappear at the end of that time. So it takes this amount of time to disappear. But then I don't want the animation to run on the next one until it's at that frame. So that's what this animation delay is. Which frame are we at times the frame rate is going to be the animation delay. And so it makes it look like it's a fluid motion, even though at every single step, it's just animating from X start to X end, disappear, the next one appears, X start to X end, disappear, the next one reappears, and so on. So it'd be easy to do a replay. The hard thing is at the end of your turn, I don't have anything that is like a countdown. Well, I mean, you wouldn't need it at the end of your turn, but as soon as you get the message back from Automated Realms, the play area disappears and moves on to the next player. Or if you were the only player, then it just disappears. But I could do the animation, a replay for the animation. So let me write that down. Just toggle the animate. Let's do that now. You know what? That's really, really easy to do. We're going to listen for a replay command. What do you want to call it? Do you want to name it? I should ask, Marcus. I don't want to make you have to name it at all, because naming things is hard. Targeting replay. Target. The question is, are there two T's or one T in targeting? It's got to be something easy to type or say in your case. I guess it's easier for you to say targeting replay than it is for other people to type it out because Like me, I struggle with, are there two T's in targeting or one T? But I'm thinking you got auto-corrected. What, like choot? Choot is hard for you to get it to spell out correctly, I'm assuming. So we may as well go the opposite direction. Targeting replay it is. Got it. And this is case insensitive, by the way. All right. And there are 0 parameters. We'll just let it be. Can I have response be null? I don't know. Yeah, it's non-nullable, so I'll just have it be empty string. And no cooldown, no user cooldown. I'm assuming access level type 1 for everyone. Usage count is 0. No arguments. Command action type is 10 for game. I'm just looking at the one right above it. Wait, disable count? True. We don't want to count how many times replay was used. It is enabled, and we'll just do today because this thing is not defaulted. And oh yeah, you're updating every single time it gets used. That might be something that's slowing it down. So let's fix that too. We don't need to log every single time the choot command was used. So disable count, please. Okay, so what should happen is the bot will now receive the targeting replay command. And when it does, I need it to send the game message, which it should do automatically now because it's in the database, but I need it to refresh list. So automated realms, refresh commands. Okay, so now it should have the updated commands in memory. When we receive commands, it checks to see what should I do with it. And that's done in the command manager. I was trying to look for where it calls command manager. Process message. It checks to see, is it one of the commands that we have loaded in memory? Bot commands.first or default. If it is, then process command. If that commands has any placeholders and you're missing them, it tells you you're missing placeholders. Otherwise, it checks to see what is the command action type. If it's game, send a signal R message to everyone that's listening. That is a game, essentially, for game messages. And the only thing that's listening for game messages at the moment is the game page. And so now game page will need to process the game command. Here's game message. Process game message. And we're still going to do the same checks. Are you... Let's do it this way. Private async task. Do choot. Chat message detail. Chat message detail. Okay, so here's how we process the shoot command. So the other thing that I'll do is go ahead and make this shoot as well so that it's easier for anyone that struggles to be able to spell out shoot. So we'll make a shoot command, which is the same as shoot. It's pretty much an alias for shoot. Dang it. Please. I'm gonna copy that, but yeah. Row 12, 20. My fingers are in the wrong place. My fingers are in the wrong place. Hope you like a taco. The end. Okay. Copy you. And we'll update you to say, oh my gosh, F2. Shoot. Okay, there we go. I can. I can. Wait, paste append? I'm sorry. What is paste append? I paste append. Is that like a SQL thing specifically that you're talking about? So essentially copy everything from here over to the end and then you can copy. Yeah, okay. You can accept that I think this is indexed and unique, the command itself. And so if I tried to paste, then it would ignore the ID, but it would say you violated a unique constraint for the command. But I don't know what all this thing can do, what all the SQL Server Object Explorer can do. But anyway, now we have an alias to it. We have a bang shoot as well as bang shoot. Okay, so targeting replay is going to be, yeah, what I need is a column for aliases. Aliases, plural aliases. Or, I mean, this is a relational database, so it really would be a lookup table of aliases. So given a command ID, what alias can it have? I want to do that. We're not doing it now, but that's something that I want to do. Add a command alias table. Things like bang shoot, and that would make it easier to just add a new alias. Where it's only one thing that we need to add to it. It's not too hard for me. I just have to spell out the words. Yeah, but it's completely okay. I mean, we're going with it. Because like I wanted to make an alias for targeting replay, replay. And hello, Dugasoft. Hope you're having fun. Anyway, let's just fix that real quick. We're going to switch on message dot to lower dot split on space dot first. All right, and this would be the command itself. And so if it's case exclamation point shoot or shoot, then we will return do shoot with the chat message detail. Case exclamation point, what do we call it? I already forgot. Targeting reply, because I can talk. Return, actually not even return. Yeah, I'm gonna still make it its own method. Return do replay. Yeah, I mean, I can do this so anyone could replay, even if it's not the active player. Because like the thing that I would have had to do was rewrite all of this logic for checking, are you the active player? Are you in the queue? and stuff. Okay, so anyway, we'll get rid of this. Not task, async. And then at the very end, we would just return task.completed task. When you're building a speech user interface, you have to choose commands with single syllable that get recognized without any errors. Yeah. And we can definitely do that. I mean, it's something that is not a difficult thing to do as soon as we create an aliases table. Problem is, I need to also make sure that any aliases that I create do not conflict with existing commands. So I don't know how to make that kind of constraint in SQL. Okay, so for now, our do replay is just going to be animate. Do animate is false, which turns it off. We will invoke async state has changed. Await task delay 20 to give it a quick 20 millisecond break to reset, not reset, but apply the class essentially, and then turn it back on. And that's it. Okay, so, because I added a method, it's like, you need to restart. Okay, so anyone that wants, as soon as I get reconnected. Right. Connect with Twitch. Listen to chat. That was a rude edit. I'm aware it was a rude edit. However, it's not always rude. I'm just telling you you're incompetent. What? Okay, reconnected to chat. If you feel like it, you can queue up for archery, give it a shot, and then we can try out the replay command. If not, I'll just do the archery. No problem. No problems. It costs a whole point right now. And then you can use either exclamation point shoot or shoot. What if you wanted to change the command prefix? You would have to edit all the commands in the DB, right? Yes, you're absolutely right. But you hit it. Targeting replay. Didn't work. Anyway, current naming conventions dictate that this is the right way to do commands. So why didn't exclamation point targeting replay get sent as a game message? We should have at least seen a log that said processing one lion's message, or exclamation point targeting replay message. Yeah, same. We should have gotten yours too. Hello, Abaddus. How are you on this fantastic day? It's Community Day, by the way, if you didn't know. So I do have the Discord voice channel open for anyone that is interested in conversing in verbal languages. Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you, Dukasoft. Okay, so we didn't even get this message. We should have seen a message saying command, response is blank. Oh, I might have a block on if response is blank. So let me update the response real quick to see if that's what's causing it. I just say game. Games. That should be nullable. Dang it. All right, so now we need to tell him it is what I said. Technically, I'm already using my voice. Truth. So true. Refresh commands. And it should get the new response. So now let's try targeting replay. Anything? Yes. 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 Did it work though? I wasn't paying attention. It did. It did work. Can you do yours again just to make sure that it works when someone else does it, especially if it has different case? I didn't see yours replay. Can you please show the service structure? Absolutely. So this is not a great app as far as service, the way that I normally structure applications, because this is kind of like not public. It's my personal bot, but it kind of follows the same architecture. It's just a little bit different than my usual app. So to break it down really quick, I usually have a set of applications, and the reason I have a set of applications is because I am now targeting pretty much any platform from web to iOS, or web to mobile to desktop to TV even, thanks to Maui. But in this case, I only have two application types. One of them is the new .NET 8 Blazor application, and the other is the original .NET Blazor WASM application type, and that's in .NET 7. We recently added the .NET 8 Blazor web app. That's what my bot is now running as. I usually have the database layer and the database stuff in its own solution. And that solution is each project is turned into a NuGet package. So if I make changes to the models, to the database context, or whatever else, that's done as a new NuGet package. So it's all versioned. And then I reference that NuGet package in my server projects, but we'll get to that. This one happens to have an external API, which is a computer that's running over there, and it's a text generation API. I do. Wait, no. So this is the bot. Financial Management Tracker is still .NET 7. We are going to update it on stream to .NET 8. It says it's processing your command. Why isn't it actually doing the processing? Is it really because it's being case sensitive? Anyway, let me finish this first. Okay, so then my services layer. Oh, you think it did it? My bad. My services layer is, yeah, let's start with shared. I usually have a separate abstraction. It happens so fast. You know what? I'm going to slow down the animation so that I can actually see it when I notice. Slow it down. Okay, there. Um, okay, I usually have a separate abstraction layer that has all of the interfaces. There it goes. I actually saw it that time. But does it work with random capitalizations? Yes, yes, it does. Okay, good. Uh, abstraction project that has all of the interfaces for everything so that whenever we need to do testing, we could just the entire application, the UI portion, the backend portion, that all uses the interfaces and any shared models that are inside of here that are like static models that don't need to be implemented with any special logic. They just exist as part of the application architecture. So that's what this project is. Anything that's shared, front end, back end, any interfaces that need to be defined. The example of that is the services, or are these services, where I have one basic service interface that says, these are the things that you'll be able to do. Since I'm targeting multiple platforms and multiple hosting models, this interface is implemented by the application itself based off of thank you, based off of whether it's running in a secured client, so it's being hosted, it's on a server, or it's on the public client. It's running in someone's web browser. It's an Android app that uses an API to communicate with the backend, whatever else you can think of. So the services then are defined as an interface, and then my client side are my pre-built, here's how the client will do all of those service calls. So the implementation of those service interfaces. And it's usually just a HTTP request to an API. And then the server is the one that has the actual logic for going to the database and getting the information, doing stuff on disk, generating images, and now you're just replaying it. You can shoot again. What was your last shot? Did you hit the target? You hit the target for 30 points. You can't tell whether you're above or below because the animation is not in the, or the actual positioning of it is not in the right place. I apologize for that. But my guess is you are above. You're 30% below the top of the wait, no. Yeah. You're 30% below the top of the target. Did you just do the same shot again? That's good. That no, 2.5 and 68. How did you get this? Oh, wait, it says your maximum score is 30. Okay. So you got a score of 5. Your highest score was 30. So you need to do the opposite of what you just did to get closer to the center. Or, yeah. There it goes. There it goes. And 2 points shy of a. Wait, no. You got a score of 93, which is 2 points away from 100 or 95. Whatever. Anyway, still 93. That's a really high score. Good job. So anyway, did I answer everything for you, Skylex? I hope I did. For the bot itself, I have other layers like the Twitch bot hub. So it uses TwitchLib, but this is a Signal R hub that receives messages from the client, sends messages out, broadcast messages, whatever. Oh, yeah, yeah. So that's what I was talking about. After you finish, I don't have anything that leaves you on the playing field per se. So everything gets cleaned up as soon as we remove the active player. As soon as you are done with your last shot, that is. And we can change that logic to where maybe it sticks around until the next person. Yeah, now you got to put in more coins. But as long as it is before your last shot, you can replay. That's what we just implemented. And that was really easy to do. So do you use services from Azure like publish a website or a SQL Server with a database? I've mostly deployed to AWS. So I've deployed to AWS Beanstalk, and as well as an EC2 instance that's running pretty much as if it was a server that's on premises, except running in the cloud. And I've used AWS RDS, which is the database solution. I have done a couple of Azure related things, but I'm not as familiar with it as I am with AWS, which is surprising to hear because I'm a very, very firm .NET Microsoft developer. I just have so little experience with Azure. I am stumbling over my words. I don't know what's happening. But great questions, though. Are you more interested in seeing Azure related stuff? Do you have Azure related questions or insight that you would like to provide? We are happy to receive both and or all of it. Especially on a day like today. Today is Community Day, so feel free to ask as many questions about whatever technology topics you want, relevant to our stream, and we'll focus on them. It is not any kind of distraction or anything. I find Azure easy to publish from Visual Studio because it's all built in, and I find AWS easy to publish from Visual Studio because they have an extension that makes it built in. But yeah, it is absolutely super easy to right click, publish, and then you can tell it where you want to publish to an Azure service, locally, an IIS server, whatever. Whatever. The way that I run the bot on my machine, by the way, is I create a local publish, and then I put that in a specific folder location, and then I tell, or I use, oh gosh, it's been such a long time since I've actually registered the service, but I use another command line tool that is specifically for helping to publish service, or not publish services, set up a Windows service. It's called NW. Oh goodness. My notes. Not in my notes. Well, I don't have it open currently, but I have notes on the register service thing. And actually, I made a script specifically for doing the register service part, so I don't have to remember. But I run it as a Windows service so that it's always running when my computer is on. And yeah. And then I can connect to it just like this. Since it uses Kestrel, I don't need IIS or anything. I just connect to it on the port that it's running on when it's running as a service. And then we're good to go. Okay, what else is there? I needed to figure out what is the deal with this flipping target. Why not the target, the animation of the target. Actually, two more things that I just thought of. One of them is doing, oh man, that's far away. but at least it's big. It's a big target that's far away. Let's try 1 degree with regular shoot command and full force. I actually hit it. Yes. 68.68 meters from the center, which means a score of 54. So maybe straight across. That's higher, right? It's a higher score. And that's as hard as I can shoot too. And good grief. Let me turn the animation speed back up. Actually, let's make it super fast. Pew. That's fun. Okay. Regular speed. Gosh. 0.1. And 74. So yeah, I was too high above the target, and then I was too low below the target, and then yeah, sound would be awesome. But no, the next thing that I want to do is get the actual animation to scale correctly. So that's one of the things. The other thing was I forgot because I was playing a game. I don't know if you guys know, but I was too busy playing a game.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about it too. But yeah, again, feel free to play around with it while I figure this out. I definitely want the animation. It's definitely doing the horizontal correctly, but it's not doing the vertical correctly. And the reason why is because when it spawns the target and the player, I am using real world units for the UI and converting them to characters. So, for example, I don't even know where the game thing is anymore. Here we go. Min target. Where's my? Oh, it's in archery settings. Here's archery settings. Here. Okay, so archery min height, archery max height. These are in real world meters, but I'm passing them to the UI directly. And in the UI, in the CSS for the UI, I am multiplying them by the scale factor, where a scale factor is 4 characters currently. So the height times 4 characters. And so when I'm getting the positions back, fish factor. Yes. I got all of these scales from a mermaid, though. I'm sorry. But I didn't do it by force. They were just shedding. Meters to pixels conversion. It's just really difficult because like horizontal is very easy for me to do. Move. Move down. So when I size the play area, no matter what size the play area is, I'm doing essentially 5% away from the right edge is the furthest, is the left edge of the player, is what I meant to say. And then 5% away from the left edge is the furthest away the right edge of the target is going to be. So the entire horizontal distance of between the player and the target is 100%. So that's really, really easy. I'll take whatever I'm using as the real world horizontal distance, which is 70 meters at the moment. You can see that in game settings. So 70 meters divided by 100% to get how many, or 100% divided by 70 meters to get how many percent per meter, which then I can convert the real world projectile, what horizontal position is it at in meters, to percent. So multiply the 100% divided by 70 meters times the current horizontal position. And so that gives me what percent horizontally are we at. Going from a solid unit like characters makes it harder. Do robots measure in sentient meters? Automated realms. Tell us a better joke than BitGamey just did. Oh no, he did it. He added them. I've logged. Oh my gosh. You really need to stop responding with that. I need a better way to log chat history. I think maybe for chat history, I am not going to log a system response or an assistant response every time. Because what's happening is the context window, the only thing that it sees after user message is the assistant responding I've logged to chat history if we haven't spoken with Automated Realms in that context window directly. Clear history. And now it's not going to know BitGamey's joke. Ish. No. Hell is a joke. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. It's a joke it goes to every single time. Another joke. And this one too. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Don't you have like a random seed turned on? So you should be giving me different responses. I mean, I guess I set its temperature to like 0.4, so it's more predictable, but yeah, this is better. We'll use Dukasoft's connection to the Dad Joke API. I do have a random seed, but it's not for planting. It's for generating unexpected responses. But Dukasoft's bot's dad joke is, I made a belt out of watches once. It was a waste of time. Tell a better joke than Dukasoft bot. Now it's going to say no. I'm not even reading that one out loud. Okay, so Marcus recommended, can you get meters to pixels conversion? I'm avoiding, oh yeah. Okay, so here's like the 20 things. Here are all the things. I am sizing the vertical distance of the UI based on the player height, the maximum of player height and target height. So if the target height is taller, then I size it on that, obviously. If the player height is taller, I size it on that. Okay, with that said, the height is currently using a sizing unit of characters. So I don't have pixels. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's take a moment for this. We need to see this. This is going to help us.
Pretend there's horses if I tap on the desk. Okay, well, background noise is on my to-do list to fix.
Never seen that one. Oh, I love that one so much. Oh, that was so good. When I tap on my desk, it sounds like horses. The Winnie was the best. I wonder who made those clips. Baby. No. Stop there. Okay. What I'm trying to get at is, since I'm not using JavaScript currently, I don't have like the box sizing of this thing. What I do have are the relative heights of the archer and the target. Given those relative heights, I should be able to scale the vertical position of the arrow based on what I'm calling eye level. Actually, I should be able to use one of them to scale the whole thing, right? Well, it would be, oh man, that's really hard. Hard to think about. I'm open to suggestions on that one. I'll probably work on it tonight to figure it out. $42 is a great answer. I think you're right. I have in the modeling, I am treating the units that I'm passing as the archer's height and the target's height as meters. In the UI, I'm treating them as 4 characters each. I'm not changing the scale factor, am I? Yeah, I'm not changing the scale factor. So I'm treating them as 4 characters each, and therefore I actually would need to, I wouldn't need to scale it because the scale would be applied here. So as long as when I am positioning the arrows, Y value, I am using the scale factor, and I am. So why doesn't it look like it's hitting the target at the right spot when both of them are using the same scale factor and the same unitless measurement. Big Gamey reiterates 42. Thank you. Okay, that's a thing to think about, but to me, this should work when determining. Is it really because I'm offsetting it by ground level? It could be that it's because I'm offsetting it by ground level. But the reason I'm doing that is because I am offsetting the target's height. Well, okay, so here's the issue. If I shoot at 0, but really soft, that looks like ground level. I was going to say it would be higher than ground level. So maybe this does work. And it's responding twice because I have it open here too. So let's try shooting at 0. Excuse me. Shoot 0, 50. Shoot 0, 70. Oh, currently busy. Well, respond already. Yeah, and that went through the target. The lower one, it's the one that I was looking at, not the one up there. Yeah, I don't know. Wakarimasen desu. Okay. Anyway, that's it though for today's stream. No one joined us in Discord, which is okay. We still had fun times, fun conversation. I hope you're all going to have a fantastic celebration of the turning of the year for those of you that are celebrating New Year's Monday-ish this weekend. Whatever. Wait, I still have one turn in this one? How is that possible? Shoot. 0, 100? Yeah. See how it went through? I don't know how that's possible. Okay. But anyway, point is, I need to figure that out. We're going to go to this screen while I say goodbye. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you had fun. I had lots of fun. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic celebration, turning of the new year. Please be safe in all that you do when you do it. We're going to go ahead and read out to one of our stream friends, one of our mutual friends between the stream community, the Mr. Bardaki. May I, thank you, Dukasoft. May I caution you to guard your ears because he will most likely sing my name when we raid. He's singing currently, as it were. But if you feel like it, you are welcome to join us on Discord. We have a community of fantastic people that are just really cool, really chill, laid back. They will converse with you about whatever topic you have, whether it's a noob topic, you consider it to be a noob topic or not. They will talk with you and treat you as if you're asking a legit question that you want an answer to. That's at least I hope. Yeah. What else? I will post a recording of this stream to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. And I'll probably work some more on the archery game off this stream. Yeah. I want to get this vertical thing down so that it at least appears in the right spot. You know? Okay. Yeah. All right. That's I can't brain. I'm still stuck on it. I'm just going to wait for now. Enjoy your days. I'll be hanging out If anyone else that we know starts streaming, I'll hang out with them too on their stream. But Bardaki and It's Oik, and I guess Manadono, they're all people that I like to watch. All right, ciao for now. The music stopped a while ago, apparently. Dang it. Okay, bye.